As tensions continue to rise in the Middle East, Iran is showing off its ballistic missile capability, and militants backed by Iran continue to attack cargo ships in the Red Sea. Our Sally Hernandez talked to an expert who says America needs to closely watch what's unfolding overseas because it's already having an economic impact on us here.
Ryan, Iran has said that its latest missile strikes should serve as a warning. What does that mean?
I think that they're still setting that reminder that if there's domestic attacks on them, that they are willing to carry out these sort of long-range strikes. They want their missile program to be shown as a highly advanced program in order for it to showcase deterrence. So that's what they're trying to show, is that even though they're facing all of these threats on all of these different sides, that their ballistic missile program is still top of the line, one of their best systems, and it is effective at striking their opponents.
This is all happening so far away as far as distance is concerned, but you said that we are much closer to an economic impact than we think.
Well, there are immediate economic risks for a lot of folks. Obviously, our supply chains are being squeezed through the Red Sea. We're not looking at a 2021 COVID crisis, supply chain crisis, but we're already seeing companies like Tesla and Volvo saying that they're not going to be able to produce as many cars as a result of some of these shipping disruptions. So there's that. There's also the potential that escalation could cause gas prices to surge very quickly, just like we saw after the Russian invasion of Ukraine, if we start to enter that worst case scenario. And then there's also the prospect of terrorism, which there's an awful lot of bin Ladens that are being born in this moment throughout the region, throughout the Muslim world, who are being radicalized and who may try to carry out attacks in the future. And perhaps the last thing is figuring out Americans need to start asking themselves a deeper, more strategic question, which is, what is America's role in the world? How much power are they willing to deploy to certain places? How much are they willing to balance unstable regions like the Middle East when we have major challenges like the Russians in Ukraine, and most recently, China throttling its sabers over Taiwan? So America can't be everywhere at once. And so Americans have to ask themselves that question as citizens, how much can we do and what should we be doing and what sort of leaders should we trust to do that?
Ryan Bull, analyst with the Risk Assessment Network and Exchange. Thank you so much for your expertise.